What is good, Ninja? OJ over here from Player Essence, and welcome to the PE discussion video. Today we're going to be talking about why Octopath Traveler proves that third-party exclusives on the Nintendo Switch can do well, and that third-party developers should take some more chances, Western developers as well. Plus, we're going to be talking about Nintendo and how they should bring back some of their older IPs to invigorate the Nintendo Switch further. So let's first start off with Octopath Traveler. What we know about this game is that, one, it's sold out on Amazon here in the US. On Amazon Japan, it's pretty much sold out there as well. We also have sales data that has come out that the game sold over 110,000 units in its first 3 days on the market. Now, big retail chains did get restocks this past week, and those sold out in 3 hours in Japan. We also know that many stores across the country are pretty much just sold out. The game sold through 90% of its initial stock in Japan, so that's the reason why there was creating the scarcity. So the game is a big seller. We also know that Octopath Traveler is #1 on the eShop charts in Japan and also in the US. I have not checked the European eShop charts, but I'm pretty sure it's either #1 or it's in the top 5. So pretty much worldwide, Octopath Traveler is a hit. The game is going to end up selling very well on the Nintendo Switch, and I wouldn't be surprised if it hits 1 million units in sales very quickly here. Now, what does this all prove when it comes to Nintendo Switch? I think Octopath Traveler sales prove that not only can you bring over third-party games that can do well on the Nintendo Switch, but you can bring over a third-party exclusive and it does well on the Nintendo Switch as long as you know what strings to pull. So there's a couple different reasons why I'll talk about the success of it and how third-party developers can kind of get in on this, in my opinion. So the success of this game has come down to a number of different things. I think both of the demos and generally feeling concerned or actually wanting to hear our feedback. We always get developers saying, okay, play our beta, blah, blah, blah. But what do? They make you pre-order something. There's always some type of incentive or some type of thing laced into them. So really it's a business thing for them, not necessarily because they want a ton of feedback or anything like that, which maybe they do want some obviously, but they also want something out of you. Whereas with Octopath Traveler, free demos, both of them, and not only free demos, but then you can transfer over that progress into the next one. But they had the survey as well, so they're saying, hey, what can we do better? Then they made multiple update videos telling you what they've done, how they've improved it. So from the very beginning, they were fine-tuning and gearing this game as a product that they want to sell to us, not us asking them for the product and us begging them or saying, please, can you do this? It's them saying, hey, we want you to buy this, and here's how we're going to prove that we want you to buy this, by asking for your feedback, by putting out the demos. This is what we're thinking. What can we add to the experience to make it better? What are the issues? So I absolutely love what they did with that, and I think that's definitely the way to go if you're going to have a third-party exclusive, especially a new IP on the Nintendo Switch. Talk with the fans, let them know, ask them like, hey, what can we do better? And I honestly feel if more developers, especially Western developers, jumped in on this, we could get so many more unique games with cool premises and all of that. And the biggest thing with this, guys, is that I get it, game development is expensive and all of that, but you don't have to go all out with the graphics and the voice acting and everything that goes into these big budget games like The Witcher or anything like that. Nintendo Switch fans don't necessarily need that. Obviously it's great if you have good graphics or whatever the case is, but Octopath Traveler is proving that gameplay along with the presentation, along with the depth and everything, will get you those sales. I know Western developers can make some awesome products. I know Western developers are a lot more innovative than what they've been showing. They're all worried about kind of scaring off that mainstream consumer, that Call of Duty consumer. So I get that, but you're not necessarily talking to that same market on the Nintendo Switch, but they're so ingrained in their mind when it comes to Western developers that they have to make this type of game, this type of game, or this type of game. I really would like them to take a page out of the Octopath book, and if you go step by step with the Nintendo Switch fans on this one, or if you bring out a premise, an RPG, whatever you need to do, it can even be a Western one. RPGs are amazing. You can kind of have all different types of RPGs. They don't have to be the traditional turn-based like Octopath. You can do all sorts of things, and if developers could focus on that first, gameplay and not have to worry about the graphics like you usually have to worry with all the big budget games out there. I honestly feel the Switch could get some amazing titles, could get some really cool stuff to really help invigorate when it comes to innovation in the Western market, because I just see a ton of stagnation, a ton of games that are me too. Oh, they're doing that, let me do the same thing. So I think Octopath Traveler is proving that you can do something different, you can have a unique art style, you can be against the grain and have great success as an exclusive on the Nintendo Switch platform. So let's go ahead and move into some other things, because I want to talk a little bit more while we're on discussions and all that and what developers can do better. I honestly feel that Nintendo so far, they've been great. I think they've been really good with the Nintendo Switch. I lived and reported through the dark days of the Wii U, and guys, trust me, people talk about third-party support being not so good on the Switch. I always laugh at that like, man, were you around then? Stuff like Paladins, Fortnite, Wolfenstein, Doom, all of these games that are coming a year or plus afterwards. I know not all of them came a year afterwards or so, but all these games that are coming and that are continuing to come because of the great sales of the Nintendo Switch and because of the development atmosphere and platform, we didn't get those on the Wii U at all. So I'm happy that we're just getting stuff like Ys 8 Lacrimosa of Dana, the Naruto trilogy games. We're getting Dragon Ball Z, Dragon Ball Fighters is coming out, Dragon Ball Z, Naruto, none of those franchises came to the Wii U. So I'm just happy that we're getting those. But I do feel that Nintendo, they could really interject a little bit more when it comes to their IP. People have been talking about a lot of different stuff when it comes to Eternal Darkness. Where is that IP at? I think now is the perfect time to resurrect that with a Western partner studio, maybe even a retro or something like that, or maybe even a Next Level Games, I don't know, or maybe just another third-party developer like they worked through with Samus Returns, with Mercury Steam. Just get somebody to kind of oversee and put together something there and use the HD Rumble, use that amazing technology that they have built into the Nintendo Switch to create something new. I think that Golden Sun is another franchise that they can kind of bring back. You know, you have games like The Witcher, you have games like Final Fantasy, you have all that stuff. And while Nintendo does have Xenoblade, Nintendo does have a number of RPGs that they're doing, they don't have quite that fantasy type of old RPG out there. Xenoblade is a completely different type of beast, hybrid RPG, but that classic turn-based first-party RPG from Nintendo, I think would go a long way into bringing more people and make it look great. Obviously, turn-based RPGs, you can do all sorts of innovation with the battle system, but make it look good as well, have the presentation match the gameplay, and I think Golden Sun would be a perfect type of title for Nintendo to bring back and have it be their own Final Fantasy, or have it be their own The Witcher, or whatever the case is, or their own Horizon, whatever it is, a showcase piece that looks amazing, that plays amazing, that they can do in a big RPG world. I think that Nintendo would be awesome to bring that franchise back. And like I said, they do have some awesome ones. Obviously, Xenoblade is there, they have Octopath, but I'm saying in terms of a traditional turn-based RPG with the modern end looks, I think Golden Sun would be a perfect candidate for that. So I'd love to see them do that, but they even have more. Nintendo can innovate with F-Zero. There's no reason why, in my opinion, that F-Zero can't become more than just an arcade racer. Everybody likes F-Zero for what that is, but what if they took and said, okay, not only can you do arcade racing, but then you can also do some other stuff in the game. You can also play as Captain Falcon. You can make it a little bit of a hybrid, because Falcon is a bounty hunter. He can go out there, you can hunt those. Maybe you have two aspects to the gameplay in terms of it. Try something new, try something different out there. Now, a lot of you guys would probably scoff at that notion, and I understand that, but I honestly feel F-Zero could evolve in a way like no other Nintendo franchise has, probably since like Zelda, since they did that with Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. They could evolve it in a way to where you have your awesome arcade style racing, but then you also have this really cool action game starring Captain Falcon, because Captain Falcon's like a master of martial arts. He has like a blaster. I mean, he Falcon punched somebody to the sun, right? Almost like some type of hybrid of like Sleeping Dogs or something like that. So that's just my thought process to where Nintendo could kind of bring back some of these other franchises. Nintendo has so many classic IPs that are so good. We see it with Smash Brothers. There's just so many franchises, and Nintendo can really capitalize on all of those. So I like to see them be a bit more aggressive with that, especially in this last half of the year. It would be great if we got some cool announcements, or even for early next year in terms of what they're going to be working on. Now, we still have Fire Emblem. We still got stuff that we know that is going to be coming. Animal Crossing is going to be coming. There's going to be some great games, guys. Pikmin is also coming as well, but I'd really like to see them kind of dig into the well just a little bit and kind of pull out some other franchises that people really loved to play back then. So what do you guys think about what I discussed here when it comes to Octopath Traveler, and also when it comes to Nintendo and kind of pulling out some of those classic IPs? Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Alright, Ninja, that wraps it up for this video here. Go ahead and check out the links in the description below. We got Facebook and Twitter. Go ahead and give us a like and a follow on our social media. Really helps us spread the content of Flare Essence across the internet in addition to YouTube. Also, make sure you check out our Patreon, Twitch, and YouTube live gaming pages and consider supporting Player Essence. When you do so, it gets you access to all sorts of cool benefits, perks, rewards, and emotes via YouTube sponsorship. So check out the link in the description below and consider supporting Player Essence right here on YouTube. Hit that like button if you did like this video. Lets me know you guys want more content like this going forward in the future. And subscribe to Player Essence for this RPG, Japanese, and Nintendo gaming news. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll catch you for the next video. Peace!